You know, there is no child that has ever been born that ever said, Mommy and Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be an alcoholic. No, there's no child that's ever said, I don't want to be a fireman or a policeman or an astronaut or a doctor or a lawyer. I want to be an alcoholic. So let's delve into this a little bit. What is the natural progression, and how do some people get there? How do they get to that point where they have become addicted, where they have become suffering from alcohol use disorder? How do they get there? And there is a natural progression. So let's delve into this a little bit. To begin with, no person has the desire to become an alcoholic, to drink themselves into oblivion, to give themselves health, mental health, and physical ailments, to destroy all their relationships, to destroy their family, to create havoc in the lives of the people they love. There's no alcoholic that wants that. But why does that happen time and time again? Why does this occur? And there's a lot of origins. And the first thing, most important, that people looking on the outside have to understand is that alcoholism has become the solution to that person's emotional turmoil to some extent, to a large extent for some people. It could be repressed emotion, it could be anxiety, stress, it could be trauma in childhood, hereditary issue, could be family culture, peer pressure. They could have a dual problem like ADHD or a PTSD, or they could have borderline personality disorder, or could be bipolar, could have schizophrenia or other mental maladies. They could have, could be autism, could be a whole host of things that creates a catalyst of why someone begins to drink and then gets addicted and then goes down further into the rabbit hole. So this is the reasons why people go down this road. Life happens. Okay, people have issues. Circumstances are created in someone's life, and they make decisions, and then that decision gets to the point where it's no longer a voluntary action. And people don't understand, people from the outside don't understand the involuntary part of alcohol use disorder. So whenever I get somebody that says it's a choice, it's not an addiction, it's not a disorder, it's a choice, or it's not a mental health illness, it's a choice. No, it's not. It's absolutely an illness, and it's no longer a choice. It's no longer a choice any different than someone saying, well, eating food is a choice, or wearing clothes is a choice, or breathing is a choice. Yeah, they're choices, but you also have to do them to stay warm and be able to walk out into society and to continue your life. And for an alcoholic, drinking and consuming alcohol is no longer a choice. It becomes a life or death situation. Their body actually has to crave it, actually has to have alcohol just to get through their day. It's a function of their daily activities. It's no longer a choice. This is a stage 3 alcoholic, and it's really important to get to people before they get to that particular point, before they get into the point where their body needs it to get through their day. In much of this page, I tell stories about my wife who passed away from alcohol use disorder about 4.5 years ago, and I was married for 25 years. And a lot of this is about awareness, because I didn't have somebody like myself to tell myself what was going on, because I didn't know. I didn't understand the signs of alcohol use disorder. I didn't understand drinking in isolation and hiding bottles and cans and having the inability to regulate one's alcohol intake. I didn't know what that meant. I just thought my wife just liked to party, and that's not what it was at all. And unfortunately, like so many families, if I had had the ability to get her help or to direct her towards rehabilitation and detox and community and connection 10 years before we eventually did, she might have had a much better fighting chance before the alcohol took over her body and her brain. It's so important. So I wasn't able to help my wife because I didn't know. I learned from the experience, and now Amanda, who's no longer with us, has the ability through her story to help others, to help thousands and millions of other people. And this is really the function of this page. Awareness, education, and being able to have the ability to nip this problem in the bud before it gets to the point where someone is mentally and physically addicted to alcohol is the entire point. Now, there's things that can be done after that point, but it's so much easier to get somebody before they're gaslighting, in denial, and deflecting, and it's everybody else's problem. On that note, I want to point out the book that we're all talking about, Amanda: A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. It's the story of my wife's 25-year decline with alcoholism, and she passed away February 21st of 2020. And the stories and the pictures, people always ask me about pictures of her. These are some of the pictures that are in the book. It's a very detailed study in the life of someone who went down that road, and it's an important study, and it's also from the perspective of the family, obviously her husband. Again, I want to point out I go live Monday through Friday right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We also have the Facebook group. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. Join that. It's a great group, for having safe conversations. It's for alcoholics and for families of alcoholics. You put a comment or a rant in there, and you'll get lots of people supporting you. It's a good support group. Also, my coaching program is called There's an Alcoholic in the Breakthrough Call. Really, set up a breakthrough call. The Zoom call takes about 45 minutes to an hour. Do a deep dive into what's going on with you and your family. The call is free. The course is definitely not. But I'm looking for people who want to change their lives and the lives of their family. And again, thanks so much for listening.